Well, good morning, everyone in the room and the Zoomers. It's a wet and rainy day, but in here it's nice and bright and lovely and warm. First of all, I want us all to look at our peace altar. Isn't that turning out beautiful? If you have something that, yes, let's thank Amy for her work there and here. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't have a clicker, Marvin. Do I need one? Okay, all right. By the way, I'm your presider this morning. I just couldn't stay off the stage, you know how it is. So I want to thank Susan for the pre-service meditation. It was excellent. If you haven't had an opportunity to try and come a little bit early and do one of those, they're always really, really good. And so we want to acknowledge our ancestral lands. So the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. Oh. Donna's going to come lead us in a song. Yay. Let's stand up.
Please stand up. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Do 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. Yeah, you gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes on something else. Look up ahead. Look up ahead. The path is there. Well, you gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. I know you're scared. Maybe I'm scared too. Maybe I'm scared too. But here I am. But here I am. Right next to you. Right next to you. Well, you gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other, lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. Well, you gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put 1 foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put 1 foot in the other and lead with love. Well done.
That sets up the energy really well, doesn't it? What a great song. Okay. So let's read this affirmation together, and then we will turn to somebody. I'm not going to make you get up and move around and stuff like the guys do. I'm just going to have you turn, because we have so many neat things happening today. So let's do it. We are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. I honor the path that brought you here this morning. All right, you can see on this slide what's happening this week. There's lots of different things. There'll be slides, bigger slides for many of them as we go along, so just look quickly. It's also in the Monday newsletter. If you don't get the Monday newsletter, make sure you write it in the guest book out there. Write your address, your email address, and I will make sure that you have it. So the first slide is Brave, Vulnerable Conversations. We've done 2 of these. I was at the first one. I wasn't at the second one because I was participating in an online minister's Zoom for 2 days. But I know that after the first one, people told me they walked away feeling a lot lighter. So that was a good thing. And Scott led it this past Thursday. Did you get any comments about it?
Yeah, it was a nice group. We have some people who weren't there the last time and others who were there. It's a good conversation to know you're not crazy, you're not alone, and you're supported in love.
Absolutely. You're not crazy. You're not alone. All right, then our next slide is For the Love of Writing. Lorna, I'm so happy that Lorna is teaching us or leading us again in writing. This happens once a month, the third Friday of every month from 10 till noon. So that means this Friday. It's great. We have little writing exercises, and then we get to share, and you come away feeling inspired, going, yeah, I can do this. I can write. Okay, the next slide. Da-da-da! This Friday night is our Better Together for this month. We're going to a play called POTUS. It says, or behind every great dumbass are 7 women trying to keep them alive. Now, I read all the reviews before suggesting this, and all of the reviews that I read were irreverently funny and, be aware of language. But most of them were talking about how you would laugh a lot. So we're going to meet at Chapala's for dinner at, I think it should be 6:30 instead of 6, but maybe 6 so we can. The play's at 7:30, so. No, the play's at 8.
Yeah, but the doors open at 7.
Yeah, the door opens at 7:30.
Friday or Saturday?
This is Friday night. What the heck? Somebody messed with the slide after I made it. No, the play is 2 blocks down the street at Chapala's Mexican restaurant. The play is at NCRT.
So it's Friday the 20th.
Friday the 20th.
Saturday the 23rd. Oh, it's not Friday.
You're right.
Not pay me. It says pay Scott. It's $18 for seniors. It's not $25. And you talk to Rose. I've got the seats reserved for everybody, but I'm not the money person.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Sign up here.
And is Rose at Chapala?
What?
Is Rose at Chapala? Or here? Yeah, here.
Rose is
Here. Okay.
somewhere around.
Sign-up sheet right here. Meeting now.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Now I don't remember whether it's Friday or Saturday. What? Anyway, we'll figure that out. It'll be correct in tomorrow's newsletter. The 22nd is Saturday. Okay, so it is Friday night.
February.
That says March.
Not an organized religion.
Yes, we are not an organized religion. You're right. Okay. This Saturday is the men's meeting, correct? Yep. All right, good. The next slide. Now, this is the week after we're doing Crafternoon. We're still making some peace doves, or you can bring your own craft and just join in for the group. And then the next slide is plant sale. Yeah, I did that one right. And Lori is going to come up and talk to us about that. It's coming pretty fast.
If I dare. Morning, everybody. Couple show and tell. We have flyers now. I printed them up and then found a typo. So. I didn't make it. I love it. I don't have the skills to do this. I could have spelled the word correctly, but anyway, so there's
We're
some.
not an organized religion.
Yeah, there's some flyers over there. I tried to send them to a lot of people electronically, so maybe you could just share them electronically. This is a lot of ink for this, but it is cute. Couple things. I have 3 different sign-up sheets out in the lobby. One is, I'd like to have 2 teams to help move the tables in 2 weeks on Sunday while we're all here. One team downstairs in the basement loading cars and other vehicles, and then a team upstairs to unload them and put them in the social hall. So I do have a sign-up sheet for that, so if you're willing to help out, I know a lot of people want to carry the folding long tables, carry them by themselves, but if we can use 2 people, I appreciate that, just so we can save our backs. The next sign-up sheet is for transporting the plants here from my house, Wakanaw's house, and Corinne's house, and anybody else who has stuff they would want help with. And again, I'd like that to be a team. We have rolling carts. Don't want to mess up our backs here, okay? So 2 people, 1 person driving their vehicle, and the other person to be a helper. So that's how I want it to break down on the sign-up sheet, please. So if you have any questions with that, the thing about that is the helpers and the drivers are going to have to hook up with each other and figure out what works, and then tell the person whose house they're going to that they're coming. And Corinne was very specific that week. She has Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, and then any time the Thursday and Friday, right? Did I get that right? Okay, thank you. And then we also finally have the sign-up sheet for the actual 2 days of the sale. So I've had people asking me for a sign-up sheet for over a month now, and I'm like, you people will be happy, James. I don't have too much more show and tell except this box. We're going to need a ton of these boxes, something similar, maybe even with a little higher side. So if you're at Eureka Natural or someplace that has Costco, a lot of those have the really high kind of things on the ends, so I don't know what we want to do about that. But yes, Costco.
We have plastic storage.
This is for people to carry stuff away. I don't want them to carry away our plastic totes. You want them to take away our... Okay, Brian's got a secret.
That place out on 101 North of here, that restaurant supply store,
Yeah?
they have a bunch of boxes. and
Okay,
such like
everybody.
that.
Listen, please, it takes all of us to make this happen. So if you're heading out to the chef store, apparently there's some there too. Okay? Thanks, everybody. I'll be in the lobby with sign-up sheets today and next Sunday so that we can get it together. We're getting close, 3 weeks away. Okay, thanks, bye.
Can I make an announcement?
What? What would you like to
I
know?
can do it right here from my chair. Anybody who knows my uncle Ed Starkey, he's had another small stroke on the same side that he had his stroke years ago. So he is right now in Granada and would like visitors. So anybody that knows him that gets a minute, please stop by Granada. He's in room 112B. So that was my announcement.
Thank you. All right. SOAR is is going to be, quote unquote, the Asilomar of this year. It's up in Oregon at Banff, which is. I'm doing it on purpose now. No, it's in Canada, in Banff, which is a really, really beautiful place. If you would like to attend with some of the others of us that are going, make sure you get your reservation in. Also, there is no, what?
There's a hand up.
A hand up, oh, what? Yes,
Yeah, I've been inquiring about the fares, and the best fare of town, United and to connect with the Air Canada flight is about $800 to $900.
wow, that's better than I found, definitely. So, Burl, who was a travel person before, did some work and found that if you, we'll talk to her afterwards. She has an $800 to $900 plane fare to get there. Hopefully, we'll be able to get in.
Is that one way?
No, I think it's round trip, yeah. All right, I do not have a slide for this one, but there was, when I was looked through all the membership forms that you filled out a month or so ago, there was 4 people that want to become members, and maybe there might be some more. So I decided that not this coming Sunday, but the next one, March 30th, right after the service, the gathering, we will have a new member orientation, and then we will welcome you in the next month. All right, so if you want to be a new member, let me know. Next. Our little pantry always needs to be fed. That food goes pretty fast, so you've noticed it, I'm sure, where we store everything in the social hall. And if you're here during the week for a class or something, I would really appreciate it if you would check to see if the little pantry needs food and fill it if it does. So that's great. So this month's theme is Trusting the Compass Within. So we are going to sing a song, then we're going to have our moment of peace with Michele, Kamprath, and Jackson.
Be still, in quiet and in peace. We know the joy and wonder of release. In this sacred place, their troubles disappear. In this secret place, there is no doubt or fear. Be still and know that faith has made us whole. Renewed are we in spirit and in soul. The light of truth within shines forth that we may may see. Perfect peace is ours eternally. Namaste.
For our moment of peace this morning, I have a part of a blessing from John O'Donohue, which I thought was perfect because tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. And if I wanted to say, if any of you watch PBS, there's this really good documentary by this filmmaker on the west coast of Ireland. And it's about the wildlife and the wild beauty. And we watched it the other night, and it was really inspiring, just great photography. This is like I say, one of his blessings to bless the space between us. And then we'll have a few moments of silence. Jackson will play a little music, and then I'll do the opening invocation. So if you would just allow yourself to settle into your chair, take a couple of deep healing breaths, and just be here. As high over the mountains the eagle spreads its wings, may your perspective be larger than the view of the foothills. When the way is flat and dull in times of gray, may your imagination continue to evoke horizons. When thirst burns in times of drought, may you be blessed to find the wells. May you have the wisdom to read time clearly and know when the seed of change will flourish. In your heart, may there be a sanctuary for the stillness where clarity is born.
I see God in everything, in rays of sunlight and pouring rain, in laughter, joy through sorrow and pain. I see God.
As I reach in to pull out that clarity from the stillness, I know that it is within each and every one of us. And that we open our eyes to see that spirit that is within all beings, the trees, the green unfurling of leaves, the flowers, the people. I know that it is beautiful and that we are all one and a part of it. And this morning, as we come together in this oneness, in this center, whether we are on Zoom or in person, I know that we are all in the right place at the right time. And I know that the words and the humor that Scott has to give us today will be just the right and perfect energy to take forward with ourselves out into the world. And I let this service unfold in its right and perfect way, and so it is.
How can one look at a sunset or sunrise at break of dawn and never feel the Creator from which all life is born? I see God every time I turn to help someone else. I'm the one who learns that God's in everything I see. God's in you, and God's in
Now it is my pleasure to introduce our own Scott Marcus.
Good morning. I love the way our service starts with that song now. I heard it before, but we were doing it at one of the rallies that I've attended. I've been going to a lot of rallies. I think you all kind of know my politics. And one of the reasons I like the rallies is the music, the chants. I like kirtan music, if any of you know what that is. It's an ancient Indian music. It's got a call and response. Our opening song has got a call and response. At the rallies, there's a lot of chanting, like, what do you want? Peace. When do you want it? Now. And the crowd, somebody says it, and we all respond. One of the others that I like, because I find it very, very empowering, is this is what democracy looks like. I'm not going to give you a political rally here, but I would. But anyway, you know the chant, this is what democracy looks like, and everybody screams back. Or some people kind of say it back, but for the most part, we kind of call and respond, and this is what democracy looks like, and it's empowering, and it makes us feel like we're part of a group, which we are. But since this is more of a spiritual talk today, I wanted to do a call and response related to how we might be feeling. So I'm going to read you the line, and then you'll respond. Okay, you only have to do it once. It's very simple. It goes like this. This is what enlightened, peaceful, uplifting spirituality, while still being a bit concerned and doubtful, yet continuing to put one foot in front of the other, doing the best I can to maintain my sanity and stay informed, occasionally tripping over existential dread at the same time, looks like. What he said. So that's our chant, and I know it's a little bit complicated, a little bit hard to say, but I think a lot of us, ditto. There's the succinct version, is ditto. I think a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed, maybe frightened, angry, trying to maintain that feeling of hopefulness that our entire philosophy, I'm staying by the mic, Anna, I remember you told me to do that. When I normally speak, I'm all over. This is very difficult. That hopefulness and belief that all is happening as it needs to happen for the greatest good, even if it doesn't look like it. So there's another expression that when things were overwhelming, my grandmother, who was born in 1899 and traveled to the United States all by herself at the age of 23, across Russia to escape the persecution that the Jews were experiencing. ate grass. I mean, we've all got these great historic stories of our family, and this one was my grandmother. And she came to the United States, needed a law of Congress to let her in because the quota for Jewish people was already met, especially from Russia, where she was from. And anyway, so she finally got in, and she taught me a great expression that I would like to teach you. It's much simpler than the one I just tried to give you. And when things got overwhelmed, she had this great expression. So it goes like this. Oi. Okay. That's it. It says it all in 2 words, or 2 letters. Oi. Now, I'd like to prove how powerful it is by asking you to say it with me. So on the count of 3, we will say it together. 1, 2, 3. Oi. That's not going to do it. I heard somebody saying hoy, which is not what it is. I believe that's a Spanish word. In order to get the right feeling of oi, you have to take almost 6,000 years of persecution and pain and struggle and hope, but more the pain and everything, and have it sit on your shoulders for a split second. And as it falls off, it comes out like this. Oy. So can we try it again with feeling, okay? Oh, all right. You're now welcome to members of the Jewish temple. But it's really helpful to be able to express these feelings that we have. It doesn't mean we are weak. It doesn't mean we are giving up. It is an acceptance of the reality of where we are. And sometimes, as Angelica has said, go ahead and feel it. And feel it for 15 minutes, and then put it aside for a while. Don't worry, it'll find you again. It'll come back. But making a decision to be hopeful, to be supportive, is what really matters. It doesn't just come to us. I picked up some wisdom here that I found. One was from a fortune cookie I got many, many years ago, because all the finest wisdom is on little slips of paper that you might accidentally eat. The fortune cookie said, decisions terminate panic. I love that. We're like spinning in 6 million different directions saying, what is it that we can do? What can I do? What is the sign that was on John F. Kennedy's desk? My boat is so small and the ocean is so big. Something similar to that. We feel so tiny and small, yet everything seems so large and overwhelming. What do I do? What do I do? Decide. Just decide something, one small thing. Yogi Berra, who I love all his comments, he was a great spiritual leader, you know. He said, you've got to be very careful if you don't know where you are going, because you might not get there. And Anonymous, who is probably the most quoted source, said, and I really feel this right now, do not judge my story by the chapter you walked in on. So what we do is we get kind of a tunnel vision, and we just see this small little thing, and we go, oh my God, it's so big, I can't do anything. But we can. We can do something. Our inner voice, that connection to the beyond, that connection to the one mind, that connection to our intuition is guiding us at all times. And sometimes I really needed to change this title. After I put the title together, I thought it really ought to make it more modern. Your spiritual GPS is recalculating again. Because you go somewhere and you make a wrong turn and it goes, recalculating. You know, I don't know about you, I yell at it. You know, I think we probably all yell at computers periodically, or maybe it's just me. Maybe that was too much information. You know, the computer says, can't find printer, and it's like, it's right there. It's right there. You just print it over there. My wife in the other room will hear me saying, I'll do the PG version of it. Really? Really? So you get in an argument with your GPS. It says, turn right here. You go, there's no street here. I can't turn right here. Like the GPS is going to go, oh, yeah, you're right. Let me recalculate. There's a couple of cute GPS jokes I found. One of these, you got to have a little bit of a rock and roll background. I'm sure Jeff will get this one. It's not super heavy rock and roll. But I got a Bonnie Tyler GPS. It doesn't work well. It keeps telling me turn around. And every now and then it falls apart. Okay, so if you didn't get that one, don't worry about it. I was waiting. And then there's the other. I got myself a senior's GPS. Not only does it tell me how to get to my destination, it tells me why I wanted to go there in the first place. We've all walked into the other room and said, why am I here? It was a long trip through that doorway. So, my question for you is, what is your inner compass telling you to do? Just stop and think for a minute. What are you being guided to do, especially through these tumultuous times? And my follow-up question, she said dumbass, I can say smartass. My follow-up question, the smartass one, is, why aren't you doing it? And that's not a guilt-inducing statement. We know what we need to do. It's right here. You go inside, you meditate, you just give yourself a little bit of peace and a little bit of credit, and you are being guided. Every single thing we're doing is being guided. But we doubt it. Why are we not doing it? And I came up with a couple of reasons why we're not doing it, and I'm going to give you a pathway out of this. First of all, we don't know how to do it. We just don't know. It's too big. It's too overwhelming. Is that a solution there? Break it down. You don't have to do it all. You do one thing. I have an expression called think first, 1ST. Pick one thing, make it small, get it done today. But tomorrow will take care of itself. So that's one way we get through it. Secondly, you don't want to do it. It's okay. Your inner kid is having a fit. I don't want to do it. Okay. Let your inner kid have a fit. And then go on and do what you can, the one small thing. It's also probably one of the reasons we don't do it is because the committee of they, that invisible committee that tells us how we're supposed to run our life, is telling us we're not supposed to do it. Or you should, there's the word, you should have done it before. Should is the word that's used by the invisible committee of they to run our lives. And my therapist years ago said to me, if I let you run, if you let somebody else run your life, they get 2, you don't get any. That's not fair. We get to run our own life, for better, for worse, for however it is. There's also another reason we don't, and this is the one where I'm going to focus on, and it is fear of failure. Notice the word fear. Fear of failure. I think we all pick up a lot of life lessons as we go through. If I had to say what my biggest life lesson is, Angelica has said this in other ways, everything boils down to a conflict between fear and faith. Everything. When we are moving forward, it is because we have faith. When we are stagnant, it is because we are afraid. Now, fear is not a bad thing. It is a protective emotion. Fear is trying to make us safe, so it shrinks us in from things that might harm us. But fear not only can make a fortress, it can make a jail. And sometimes we let it take too much control because we say we don't have faith. I'm losing my faith. I'm losing my religion, as the song went. And religion and spirituality and faith to me are all different expressions, are all different terms, but I don't have enough faith. And I want to tell you, you do. Even when you think you don't, you do. Because back to that comment I made a few minutes ago, we're not moving forward because we think it's too big. We think of faith, many of us, many times, as a monolith. There's faith. And I have faith, and I will walk through fire, and I will take the stones and the slings that have been thrown at me, and I will brave them. That's crap. I would love to believe that we can have that kind of faith, and periodically we do. But faith is a gradient. There's all different levels of faith. As a matter of fact, I have identified what I consider to be 8 levels of faith, and I'm going to walk you through them and see where you fit. And I'm going to give you a few affirmations along this road and see where they fit for you. So there's, of course, different types of faith. There's personal faith, there's faith in your principles, and there's a spiritual or religious faith. All of these are coming into play right now. Do I have faith in myself? Do I have faith in my principles? My wife and I and many other people, I'm sure, are having conversations about, what was it, from Poltergeist, I believe, the teenage girl who was when the whole, if you ever saw Poltergeist, and the whole house is going crazy with, and the storm, and this teenage girl standing out looking at the house, and she's going, oh, I forget what the line was now. What was that? Yeah, the there back was the other one. But what's happening here? I mean, that's what we're going through. What is happening here? So I need to keep that faith, but I sometimes doubt it. So as I go through these, I'm going to start at the very simplest level of faith, the one that we are all born with, and then I'm going to build it up. And it's going to go deeper and deeper within us and see if we can find a path. So what I identified as the simplest level of faith is awe. A-W-E, awe. And I came up with a definition. It's a deep, often overwhelming feeling of admiration or reverence, and it's usually triggered by something that's vast, powerful, or extraordinary. It can be a mix of amazement or fear. To stand in awe at a mountain. I mean, if you look at a small child and all the wisdom in the world is born within us, and the babies have not yet learned to let go of it, and just look at their eyes. Everything is awe. And as you grow a little bit, you move to the second stage, which is wonder. These are still kind of external, because it's stuff happening to us. Wonder is more active than awe. Wonder is curiosity and an open sense of fascination. It leads to exploration. It leads to questions. It leads to a desire to move forward. If you have ever said, "What if?" you are in the stage of wonder. Everything that has ever happened started with those 2 words, what if? What if we could have a center? What if I could become an artist? What if I could learn to sing? I mean, we all started with 2 words, what if, where our parents were like, what if we went in the other room? We are all the outgrowth of what if. There was a wonder to us and to everything else. So as we move forward, we get to the next level, and that's luck. Gone from awe to wonder to luck. Luck is asking or demanding that an external, unpredictable force that brings good or bad outcomes without our personal control. See, we're still not controlling it. Oh, if luck will have it, I'll do this. The expression good luck is a statement of faith. I've got an audition tomorrow. Good luck. I'm going down to LA. Good luck. I'm going to step on a plane. Good luck. And sometimes luck is not necessarily, there's a song called Born Under a Bad Sign, written by William Bell and Booker T. Jones, first recorded by Albert King in 1967. The lyrics say, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. Yeah. So we go from awe to wonder, to luck. And then we start to cross the threshold where we move internally with optimism. Again, another expression of faith, optimism. Optimism is a generally positive outlook, starting to believe that things will work out well regardless of circumstances. For example, things always turn out in the right and perfect order. That's a statement of optimism. So I ask you, what are you optimistic about? Even in this swirling vortex that surrounds us, this hurricane of news that soaks us, there's still optimism within. So you still got faith. Now that's a level 4. We're halfway through it. We move from optimism to the next level down, which is hope. Now we're starting to go internally. Now we're starting to make a deeper choice. Optimism is a broad mindset. Hope is more focused. It's more active. Optimism assumes things will be good. Hope pushes for a good outcome, even when it's tough times. So using that affirmation I said before, it's not things always turn out in right and perfect order. That's optimism. Hope says, I hope everything turns out in right and perfect order. It's a little bit more powerful for you. You're now owning it. So, what do you hope for? If you have hope, you still have faith. And then we take it further. And we get into a word that's a little bit more difficult to define, and a lot of people use it as the catch-all, and that's belief. Belief is about certainty and conviction. Hope acknowledges uncertainty, but still leans toward a positive outcome. Belief is more certain. It is an unwavering combination of hope and optimism, but the thing about belief is it still requires validation as proof. I believe everything is going to turn out. I believe that everything will turn out in the right and perfect order. And if I don't see it, my belief is damaged. I need to somehow see it. Well, maybe it's there and we're not seeing it. Maybe we're looking in the wrong direction. Maybe it hasn't yet shown up. We can control what it is that we manifest. We just don't necessarily have control over the timetable. Maybe we didn't quite wait long enough yet. Belief needs validation. It's hope and optimism, and I believe things are going to turn out in the right and perfect order. Hello, where are you? Come on, turn out in the right and perfect order. And when we can get stronger within our faith, we move to trust. Belief is more passive than is trust. For example, trust is relying on belief with confidence, especially in uncertain or difficult times. When we trust, we no longer require proof. We know it's out there. We trust that it's out there, use the correct term. We just haven't necessarily seen it yet. I think yet is one of the most powerful words in the English language. It is the ellipsis. When I say things aren't going well in the country, that's defeating. It might be real for me, but it's hard. When I say things aren't going well in this country yet, I'm leaving the door open. Use more yets. So that's trust. So to use that same statement that I keep doing, example, let me get back here. In essence, belief is acknowledging something as true, while trust is acting and resting in that truth. I believe this is happening. Trust is now taking action on that maybe weak belief. I trust that the higher power will guide me through this challenge. When I say I believe that the higher power will guide me through this challenge, I need to see that higher power. If I say I trust that the higher power will guide me through this challenge, I go, all right, into the fray. Because I trust I'm going to come out okay. I trust that everything is turning out in right and perfect order. So to say to yourself, to say it inside, how does it feel to say, I trust that everything is turning out okay? And if it doesn't feel right to you, that's okay. You're not there. Then it's I believe that everything is turning out okay. Or I hope that everything is turning out okay. Wherever you are on this gradient is fine. It's where you need to be. I trust that you are in the right place. I trust that I am in the right place. Not always. I trust it. Hopefully more times than not. But if I don't, it's okay. I can go backwards and I can still have faith. So I'll take 2 steps back and then come back 3 steps later when the time is right. And the final, deepest stage is knowing. Knowing is a deep, unshakable certainty. Oftentimes it's based on personal experience or divine revelation. I know that everything is turning out in the right and perfect order. I can't say that because I don't. I think I'm at trust. I'm certainly at belief. And once in a while, when I am surrounded with my family, I know. Which is why we come together. Because we each hold each other up. Sometimes you're down and I pick you up. And I know that if I'm down, you'll pick me up. And we as practitioners try to hold that faith. But, I was meeting with somebody in one of our practitioner sessions that we do after service. And she was expressing a need for something. And I said, okay, well, we gave an affirmation and a treatment on it, which is the Science of Mind's version of what's called affirmative prayer. And she said, so now you're going to go ahead and make that happen? I said, not me. You are. It's like, I thought I just gave it to you and you did it. No, don't put that on me. You can only know to the level that you believe. And sometimes we don't believe, we don't have enough faith, so we go to somebody else and say, can I just take a little bit of yours right now? Our positivity, and I strongly recommend you put up positive notes there. The deal with our positivity is you put up a positive note, a positive comment, and if you need one, you take one. Another one will grow back. Because we all need it. So, what does all of this mean? Ernest Holmes reminds us that faith is stronger than fear. He taught us that fear is simply faith pointing in the wrong direction. By redirecting our focus towards trust in the divine, which is us. It is not some bearded, long-haired white guy sitting on a cloud. It is us. We are the divine. Each one of us is a reflection of the divine. By turning to the other divines that are around us, by saying, please hold me up, we move forward with faith. One step in front of the other. Fear brings limitation, faith brings expansion. And boy, do we need to expand. Boy, do we need to put our message out. A couple more quotes before I get to my close here. Again, by Anonymous. Fear knocked at the door. Faith answered. And lo, no one was there. And one in my very first book that I wrote, which was a series of quotations for my sons, called The Shade of a Tree is the Very Best Shade There Is. If you can't have faith, have hope. If you don't have hope, have patience. If you're short of patience, have good friends. So normally when we get to the end of these talks, we do a treatment. And there's 5 stages in a treatment, and everything is kind of, it's got a set format to it. You can remember it as, are you ready to receive, which I learned in practitioner training. Recognition, unification, realization, gratitude, and release, or thanks and release. I'm not going to do it this way, but I've been writing a column for about 25 years, and I finally finished, but I'm pumped. I've been writing it for about 25 years. It shows, thank you. I'll be here all week, tip your waiters. The column I wrote this week, which was in today's Time Standard, if you didn't get it, it's okay. But whereby each of my columns is like one of my children, and I don't release it until I feel good about it, and I'm proud of it. This one for me is a prayer. And it won't be in the traditional sense, but this is how I'll close this off. I've never been, wait, I had one other comment too. Put that out over here. I didn't wear green, but I do have green ink. My wife and I were talking last night, as we do, and we've been doom scrolling, as I think a lot of us do, looking at, oh my God, this is horrible, oh, this is horrible. And one of the things I need to remind myself, and I will remind you, is what we say to ourselves determines what we will do to ourselves. We're saying all of these things to ourselves, and that's not a judgmental comment. Like I said, faith sometimes ebbs and flows. Sometimes our faith isn't as strong as we'd like it to be. So what we say to ourselves determines what we do to ourselves. And my lovely and talented wife and life partner, she insisted I introduce her that way, but I would have anyway. She pointed out that what we say to ourselves needs to change as often as we can remember to say it. And I won't quote her exactly because we'd had stuff to drink and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I got the basic concept down. We cannot control the race consciousness. I can be a positive light surrounded by a bunch of dark bulbs, and I will put my light out, but will also be overwhelmed. We cannot control the race consciousness, but we need to continually say to ourselves, not will we be okay, but not only we are okay, but we are going to continue to be okay. We are not only going to thrive, we are going to prosper, and we're doing it right at this minute. So thank you, honey, for that reminder. So now my closing prayer. I've never been religious in the traditional sense. As the first boy in my family's history to be bar mitzvahed, I was honored. I was proud of my heritage, but the oftentimes dogmatic rituals that go with religion, they never spoke to me. Within our group of practitioners, I proudly take the mantle of the skeptical practitioner. For decades, I actually hovered between agnostic and atheist. My questioning, skeptical nature disallowed me from accepting that which I could not prove. I needed to see it. As the years faded, I evolved a spiritual philosophy that reverberated with that probing, doubtful me. Simply put, I believe, I know, change the wording. I know there is an all-patient, non-judging, immensely intelligent, creative in the extreme, higher power. I know this. Call it God, call it spirit, universe, Gaia, or whatever you prefer. It's too vast to have a name anyway. But rather than seeing this power as a distant force that pulls the strings, I believe it is the combined energy of everything. Animals, plants, atoms, quarks, supernovas. We're not separate from it, we are part of it. We're always connected to it, whether we realize it or not. It's like soil nourishing a seed. The energy responds to what we put into it, not because we have to ask, but because that is simply how it works. It doesn't judge, it's just, well, sure, as Angelica likes to say, yes, my dear. Whatever we plant comes back. Now, I'm not so arrogant as to proclaim that this is the ultimate truth, but it works for me, and I think it works for a lot of us, or we wouldn't all be in this room. I'm also aware that other people might have differing views, and that's fine with me. You do you, I'll do me. Providing neither of us attempts to override the other, we're going to get along just fine. And I imagine that no matter what your beliefs are, you agree with that. So I'm putting all of this out there because if you're like me and the concept of prayer makes you a little uncomfortable, I don't want you to think that I'm asking you to do something foreign to your beliefs, such as go to church. And I don't even call this a church. That's one of those words I can't use because I call it the center. So I'm not asking you to go to church or temple or to repeat psalms or chapters if that's not what you do. Should that be a solace to you? That's wonderful. If you, however, are more like me, please don't let the use of the word prayer prevent you from hearing this final, very important message. However you do it, in whatever way feels right, pray for our country. Pray that people of goodwill will be heard over the cacophony of hate and violence. Pray that voices of kindness rise above the noise of division. Pray that the upheaval to which we are now witness will remind us that we all seek safety, love, and happiness, and that we pursue that as our collective goal. Pray that we see in the eyes of those on the street ourselves rather than the other, and that we can accept that we are an imperfect society, and the culmination of centuries of errors has created a broken, unstable, exposed divide that we must now bridge. Pray that we have the courage to face the hard truths, the cracks that have always been there but are now impossible to ignore, and that will gift upon us an opportunity to heal and to hear each other better. Pray that we are wise enough to comprehend that simply because we believe it to be true, it is not necessarily true for everyone. Pray that we are open enough to accept that some of us have privileges that others do not, and these benefits are a function of an unbalanced culture. They are not awarded because some of us are superior to others. Pray that we understand recognizing someone else's struggles doesn't take away from our own. As we each climb the ladder, it is crucial that we reach back a hand to those behind us and pull them along with us. We must become an endless chain of humanity, climbing, lifting, and pulling each other along. Pray that our leaders put aside petty, unnecessary, outdated concepts of right and wrong, and they look upon the citizenry and our international allies not with contempt and disdain, but with marvel and awe. They and we must seek out those that are left behind, those that are overlooked, abandoned, ignored, mistreated, unseen, brutalized, beaten, humiliated, and discarded. And we must offer to them a restorative hug and welcoming arms, not a bloody club. Pray that sooner rather than later, we will react to disagreements with compassion and kindness before we use might and power. Pray that we will stay focused on the true enemies in today's fight. An unrelenting, unnecessary need to accumulate an unlimited amount of wealth, willful ignorance towards what is true and accurate, jingoism, xenophobia, and a lack of compassion and kindness towards those we see as the others. Whether you classify yourself as a believer or not, in whatever method you commune with whatever higher power in which you believe, pray with everything you've got that we are all reminded that all lives, the planet over, no matter what color is their skin, which land in which they are located, how they dress, or who they love, are sacred and meant to be honored and revered. Pray hard, pray fast, pray deeply. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. We have a real treat today. Eclectic musician Seabury Gould is a singer, multi-instrumentalist, storyteller, and music teacher. He performs on the guitar, bouzouki, bamboo flute, piano, and percussion. He plays solo and with other musicians in a variety of styles. He has performed the poetry of Sufi mystic Rumi, either solo with his own musical interpretations or with other musicians using percussion, flute, and stringed instruments. His quartet gave a well-received Rumi performance at the first Ojai World Music Festival in 1997, as well as several repeat performances at local venues. He has also performed at presentations by Robert Bly, Coleman Barks, and Deepak Chopra. Please welcome with me my friend, Seabury Gould. You're so cute.
Thanks very much. I'm really glad to be here today, and I'm thankful to gather with you all as there's this focus on the importance of spirituality and vision and faith. And I love being in a gathering like this when there's music in the mix. I'd like to sing two Irish songs today. So, of course, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. One of my specialties is Irish traditional music and Celtic music. There's a singer-songwriter from Northern Ireland named Tommy Sands. And Tommy Sands is a wonderful singer, and one of the things that has been important to him in his repertoire and in his music over the years is bringing peace and understanding and human unity into his songs and into the the life and the community of Northern Ireland. And as the decades have gone on, fortunately there's been more peace in Northern Ireland. But when the Troubles were happening, he and his family understood that one of the things that helps to bring peace is to have music which is uplifting. And when he recorded this song, which is called The Music of Healing, he brought in Pete Seeger to sing and play banjo. Pete Seeger is one of my heroes. That's another story. But he also brought in a cellist, Vedran Smilovic. As you recall, 35 years ago or so, there was a terrible war going on in Sarajevo. And Vedran Smilovic had been a cellist performing in the orchestral theater there. And when the bombing and shelling was going on, he took his cello and he would dress in concert attire and sit in the street in front of the bombed out orchestra theater playing his cello for peace. And a CNN reporter approached him and he said, don't you think it's crazy what you're doing? There's all this violence going on, bombing and shelling, and you're sitting out here in your formal attire, playing your cello for peace. And he replied, you ask, am I crazy? Why don't you ask the people doing the bombing and the shelling? Aren't they the ones, the violent ones, aren't they the ones who are crazy? Especially when Smilovic is here playing his cello for peace. You know? So Tommy Sands realized that's my kind of cellist. So he brought him to Ireland when they recorded the song, The Music of Healing. And it has a chorus that you can sing along on. And the chorus says, ah, the heart's a wonder, stronger than the guns of thunder. Even when we're torn asunder, love will come again. And we sing it like this. Ah, the heart's a wonder, stronger than the guns of thunder. Even when we're torn asunder, love will come again. That comes around after every verse. Don't beat the drum that frightens the children. Don't sing the songs about winning and losing. Sit down beside me, the green fields are bleeding. Sing me the music of healing. Sing me a song of a lover returning. The darker the night, the nearer the morning. Bring me the news of a new day that's dawning. Sing me the music of healing. Ah, the heart's a wonder, stronger than the guns of thunder. Even when we're torn asunder, love will come again. Sometimes the truth's like a hair in the cornfield. You know that it's there, but you can't put your arms around it. All we can hope for is follow its footprints. Sing me the music of healing. Who would have thought I could feel so contented to learn I was wrong after all of my rambles? I've learned to be hard, and I've learned how to tremble. Sing me the music of healing. Ah, the heart's a wonder, stronger than the guns of thunder. Even when we're torn asunder, love will come again. Let's sing it again. Ah, the heart's a wonder, stronger than the guns of thunder. Even when we're torn asunder, love will come again. Somehow the cycle of vengeance keeps turning. till each of our sorrows and songs we start learning. Peace is the prize for those who are daring. Sing me the music of healing. Time is your friend, it cures all your sorrows, but how can I wait till another tomorrow? One step today and 1,000 will follow. Sing me the music of healing. Ah, the heart's so wonder, stronger than the guns of thunder. Even when we're torn asunder, love will come again. Last time. Ah, the heart's so wonder, stronger than the guns of thunder. Even when we're torn asunder, love will come again. Thank you. Yeah, so one of the things which helps us human beings is in the peace process and getting back to some form of human unity is forgiveness. And you were mentioning quotes from Anonymous, and one of my favorite quotes from Anonymous is the one which says, "Forgiveness may not change the past, but it does enlarge the future." So one more Irish song for you. This is called "The Parting Glass." And the first two verses are traditional, and the next two verses were written by an Irish singer-songwriter, Mary Murphy. And this is "The Parting Glass." The money ere I had, I spent it in good company. Oh, all the money ere I had, I spent it in good company. And all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the friends I've ever had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts ere I loved, they wished me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently part and softly call, good night and joy be with you all. I journey on with a ready step, golden miles stretch beneath my feet, though I know not where its winding leads, still I'll follow with determined speed. Oh, should we meet on down the way, some tender words will surely pass, but for now, adieu is the word that falls. Good night, and joy be with you all. There is a wish I would leave behind to all the comrades I have walked beside, to all of those I have come to know through laughter or deep sorrow. And that would be that you should find your way through life with an open heart. With mine unfurled, I'll repeat the call. Good night, and joy be with you all. With mine unfurled, I'll repeat the call. Good night, and joy be with you all. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. It's been suggested I do another one, so thank you. Well then, this next one is called Song for Ireland. And I've had the good fortune of traveling to Ireland 3 times in my life. I actually went the first time when I was 19 years old. And if you've been to the west coast of Ireland, you know that it's very beautiful, very friendly, and there's a lot of great music. So this is a song called Song for Ireland. If you want to sing along on the chorus, you're welcome to. It says, living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. And we sing it like this. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea and sang a song for Ireland. I stood by your Atlantic Sea and sang a song for Ireland. So we put all that together, the chorus, living on your western shore. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea and sang a song for Ireland. Yes. Walking all the day near tall towers where falcons build their nests. Silver-winged they fly, they know the call of freedom in their breast. Saw black head against the sky, where twisted rocks they run to the sea. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea and sang a song for Ireland. Talking all the day with true friends who try to make you stay, telling jokes and news, singing songs to pass the night away. Watched the Galway salmon run like silver dancing, darting in the sun. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea and sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw a land where no man had to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light. Lying where the falcons fly, they twist and turn all in your pale blue sky. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea and sang a song for Ireland. Thanks very much. Peace be with you.
Thank you very much. Very good. And thank Scott for his good talk this morning, too. Yay. So this is our opportunity to share our gifts or make an investment in the center, however you wish to call it. And if we could have our slides so we could say our affirmation. I gratefully give from fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses the center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. gratefully we acknowledge these gifts, these tithes, these investments, whatever we wish to call them. We acknowledge that as they move into the center's office, as they move out into the community, that we send a blessing with them. And today we send a blessing of peace. And so it is. All right, I would like someone who would like to read our community statement of inclusion. Come on. Thank you so much.
Do I need my glasses?
No, it's right here.
Okay. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies, and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. We know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Please join in a circle as we sing the peace song together. I want to thank Seabury Gould. It's a very busy time of year for him, so he's given us a lot today. Appreciate you.
See.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to